Hey guys, welcome to the Build a Map with Games Too Much tutorial series, which is basically going to aim at giving you guys 5 to 10 minute tutorials explaining each tool within the editor one at a time. We're going to start from the very beginning, so if you've never used the editor, this is where you're going to want to start. We're going to click over here on Workshop, we're going to click on Editor, and in this little empty box over here, we're going to choose a name for our map. So we're going to put in 123 Tutorial Fun. Then we can choose a size by clicking here, and a map type by clicking here. For the tutorial, we're going to go with survival and small. Then we're going to hit add. You're going to notice that the map should pop up on the right side. I'm just going to click on that and hit edit. Your map should start loading up. Within a couple moments, you'll be in the editor. Now, how do you control your camera? I've had a lot of people tell me that this simple task stopped them from using the editor. Hold down right click and begin to move your mouse, and you can rotate the camera this way. While you're holding down right click, use WASD to move, exactly the same way that you would in Unturned, and you can also hold shift to increase your speed and scroll up on your mouse to increase your speed furthermore. So today we are going to start forming the landscape, and we are going to learn how to use the terrain heights feature. But before we do any of that, even though we're not learning materials today, we are going to click on materials, and we are going to click bake high quality. Now, the only reason we're doing this is so that our ground doesn't begin as this solid black, impossible to understand texture. So now that we have height selected, we're going to notice noise, size, strength, height, and then all these different tools down here, and a yellow cursor on the ground where the mouse is at. This is the most important piece. We're going to increase the size of this so that we can clearly see the arrow, and if we press raise and lower, or Q, the hotkey, we can clearly see which direction we're manipulating the terrain in. Very, very simple to understand. We can also press W to smooth in case we make an area a bit too steep and jagged. To soften up those edges, maybe make hills instead of cliffs. We can also use the Flatten Tool, which will make an area completely flat. We can choose a height for it and flatten to that height. Or we can hold the mouse over a part of the landscape and press E, and it will automatically set everything to that height, which is extremely useful. We're going to press W, smooth that out a bit, all around the edges. Perfect. Now, let's go back to our raise tool by pressing Q. We're going to start to randomly shape this island. Who knows what shape you want? Make it whatever you feel looks good. It's not really a big deal. But one thing you are going to want to consider is the fact that you're going to lay down structures, most likely, and you're going to want flat areas to do that. So you are going to use your flatten tool quite a bit for this. So we're going to press E here, and we're going to make a nice flat chunk. And then a little lower, we're going to press E maybe here, and we're going to make another lower segment, and then we're going to smooth all of that stuff out by pressing W or switching to the smooth tool down here. Now, I did bake the materials at the very beginning, but it looks like it didn't work. Everything is still black. So we're going to click materials and we're going to click bake. We're not going to mess with any of these yet. We're just messing with heights. Now you'll notice that the areas by the water turned into sand. The nice gradual hills are all grass, and some of the steep spots are dirt. So before we get into messing with all the materials, I want you to get used to messing with all of the height features. So we're going to lower the size, we're going to lower the strength, and we're going to start adding more complex hills and interesting spots to this little island. Very, very simple. So there we go, got a couple of steep hills. Then we're going to switch to W and smooth some of it out, just because we don't want it to look too jagged. Now when you go to materials and you click bake again, you're going to notice because you made these areas steep, you've got dirt all over the place. Very, very convenient for building a basic map. If you've never done anything in the editor before, this is probably blowing your mind how quick and simple it is, especially when you realize that everything has this bake button on it pretty much. You can go to details and hit bake, you get grass and flowers. You can go to resources and hit bake, and you get trees in your world. And you can choose how frequently these things spawn, how clustered they spawn together. You can choose if grass spawns on the green texture or on the brown texture. You can also manipulate where all these different textures go. But first, just get used to all of these basic height tools. And when we come back for part 2, we're going to get used to how to manipulate all of this paint the way we want. We're going to figure out how to turn all this dirt into stone, and we're going to figure out how to cluster stone textures and dirt textures throughout the grass if we want it. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this. I tried to keep it really short and simple. If you found it interesting, give me a like and a subscribe, and let me know what you would like to see in the next tutorial. And for anybody who's stuck with the video this far, you're probably one of the 20 or 30 followers at this point. Thank you very much for sticking with it. You're probably wondering what I've been up to lately. I haven't been making any blog posts, I haven't been posting any videos, and the last week or two I haven't been able to update my stuff. Well, I'm working on a massive World War II mod with another big modder named Rain, and we're making, or he's making, I should say, vehicles and weapons, while I'm making objects and a map set for them, which should hopefully be 10 or more maps, but that will be a ways down the road. And we're also working on an Edo Japan map, where we have all kinds of custom assets, samurai armor, siege weapons like catapults, horses. It's going to be pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I'm pretty stoked. Another thing I'm working on is highly top secret, and I really want to tell you guys about it. I don't know what I can tell you yet, though. So as soon as I have permission from the big guy, is all I'll say, I will tell you everything I can. I'm super, super excited for that. Alright guys, I will let you go, and I should have my next tutorial up within the next 24 hours or so. Let me know if you guys want me to spam you the videos. I figured I'd release one a day, that way there's not too many videos in your feed, but if you want me to just drop them as quick as possible, I can totally do that. So let me know in the comments below, and have a good one, guys.